Hey y'all, it's week 3 of my keto diet. I'm going to go ahead and give you a disclaimer. This video is all over the place. It's a little unorganized, but watch to the end to find out how I'm doing and how I'm going to move forward. I've had enough. Alright, day 1 started out with breakfast. I had my niece for the weekend, so I made us eggs, bacon, and we had those leftover blueberry muffins. For lunch, I had a Greek salad from Mellow Mushroom. These salads are so good. The feta cheese crumbles, I don't know. I just love the salad, and I also had my Primal Kitchen Ranch. I didn't have anything for dinner because that salad was so filling, but I did want to have these keto brownies to try out. So they were pretty easy to make. It was just like eggs and butter and water. It was honestly a lot of butter though. I think it was like 6 tablespoons or something crazy. So that was a little odd, but yeah, I mixed those up and this was pretty easy and it was pretty good. I'll give a update in a minute. I just measured out a tablespoon of these Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips and I put them in these middle ones, so each one will have like 4 or 5 chocolate chips. This is how my little brownie turned out. It doesn't taste bad at all. It actually tastes pretty good, but the texture is very weird. It's almost like eating oatmeal. It's like ground up. For day 2, I had these 3 lemon pepper chicken wings that were left over from last week and a whole can of green beans. I've been loving green beans. They've been getting me through. I'm having a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich for dinner. I got this honey wheat keto bread. It has 7 grams of net carbs per slice. So it's high, but it is what it is. Day 3, I was eating all kinds of foolishness. This is a piece of toast that was keto bread, and I put 2 pieces of sausage on it and some sugar-free jelly. I'm in the middle of editing a bunch of videos, and I have a good flow going, so I'm going to just make 2 cans of green beans for lunch. And I had some onions that were already chopped up left over from something I made, so throwing those in there too. That's going to be my lunch today. I haven't tried this flavor yet, but I'm having taco salad tonight, so I'm going to use these. I tasted a chip before I put it into the taco salad. I would not eat these by themselves, but it did have a taco-y flavor and it was good mixed in. I add a half of an avocado, a 1/4 cup of this Mexican cheese. It's 1 gram per 1/4 cup. I might add a little bit more than that, I don't know. I'm adding a big scoop of meat, maybe 2. Yeah, let's do another one. Gotta get our protein. Then some restaurant style salsa. I also added 4 tablespoons of salsa. Looks yum. Let's hope it is. Day 4, I started my morning with my friend. We were trying to get Ariana Grande tickets, so I made us breakfast. We had strawberries, sausage, and eggs, and it was good, and we did get our tickets. For lunch, I had a cheeseburger. I bought these pre-made patties from Publix, and then I got these keto buns. They were 3 net carbs per bun. I really liked these buns. They were really soft, and they felt pretty normal. They didn't have like a weird bread texture like most keto breads do, so really like these. These were Arnold's keto buns. And then I just put ketchup, mayo, and American cheese, white American cheese, and the ketchup was sugar-free, and the mayo was the avocado oil mayo. This was good. For dinner, I didn't feel like cooking. I was so worn out from cooking, so I used these Mission Zero Carb mini tortillas. There were 19 carbs, and 19 of those were fiber, so it cancels out. And yeah, I just made these little mini tacos. I did sour cream, lettuce, the meat, and some shredded cheese, and some salsa, and these were really good. For breakfast this morning, I'm having a keto bun with 2 pieces of sausage and 2 scrambled eggs. It's the 3rd week of my keto diet, and I'm quitting today. I've had enough. I don't even know what to say. I feel like I've been restricting myself so much, and I haven't really lost any weight in this last week. I've kind of been fluctuating between like about 3 pounds. This is my final weigh-in for keto before I quit. That's not good. That sums up week 3. This week started off pretty good, and then I don't know, I felt like about 2 days in I started getting really frustrated and irritated. I had been craving french fries for days this week. Like, I don't know what it was, but I wanted french fries so bad. It got to the point where I was just like irritated that I couldn't have them, and then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this is stupid. Like, if I want french fries, I should just get the french fries. Like, this is dumb. So yeah, I don't know. I got to the end of the week and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm irritated. And I don't think there's any sense in me being irritated because I want to eat stuff that I can't have. And I know French fries just makes me sound super fat and like I am fat, but it wasn't just fries. It was very simple things as well. Like, I love fruit. I love apples. And not being able to even have apples or pineapples or watermelon was starting to get on my nerves because there's only so many like sugar-free chocolate chips. And I felt like this week, I also just kind of felt a little bit defeated, I think, because last week I only lost like 1 point something pounds, I don't know. And then this week, obviously, it was the lowest weight loss that I've had. I only lost 0.4 pounds this week. And I felt like my weight, I kept weighing myself this week, and there were days there it was like 220, and then I would weigh like the next day and it would be like 222. And the fluctuating was just like, I was like, what is happening? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I can get the same results at this point by doing a calorie deficit, because obviously I had a big drop that first week with 8.4 pounds, but then in the 2 weeks after, I've only lost 1 to 2 pounds, or I guess less than that this week. So yeah, I was just starting to get frustrated. It was getting to the point where I was focusing more on what I could not eat rather than focusing on the progress that I'd already made. And I just don't think that is a realistic or sustainable way to go about eating, especially when the goal is for me to like actually have something that I can continue to do beyond just like me losing the weight by 30. And I don't even have a number in mind. I just know I want to be smaller than this. So yeah, I hope I didn't disappoint anybody by deciding to not continue with keto. I'm not saying that I won't return to it, but I think I just needed to pause for a minute and to just think through like what my other options were for losing weight and not feeling so restricted. So for right now, my plan is to switch from strict keto into just a calorie deficit. I've been using the Lose It app for these past 3 weeks to track my macronutrients so that I can have a daily breakdown of what my calories are, plus my carbs, sugars, fibers, all that stuff. So I plan to continue using that and to just follow the calorie deficit. So I'm not saying that I'm going to completely do a 180 and go back to eating exactly how I was eating before, but I do think now that I've had this time to do keto and learn and actually get used to tracking things and just being more aware of what I am putting into my body, I'm hoping that I can continue that through as I'm switching into this calorie deficit. So that's my plan for now. Again, I'm not saying that I won't return to keto, but I think right now I'm just like, let me test it out. Let me see how I do. Let me see if I can maintain a level of discipline with my eating while still allowing myself to have things that I want sometimes. So yeah, I'm not gonna cut all of my carbs out. I'm some high protein, low carb meals, but I'm just gonna not cut them out completely. And if there's something that I really want, I'm gonna try to find ways to have that in my day while still being mindful of my overall calorie and carb intake. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not really sure what my tracking as far as updates is gonna be for my videos moving forward. I can still share some meals that I try, I guess, if y'all care. Also, I really want to focus more on my physical health. I think this has been really good for helping me get into a routine of paying more attention to what I'm eating. But I feel like I still have a lot of days where I'm inactive because I'm sitting down to do work for several hours during the day. And then in the evenings, I'm kind of just sitting down. I didn't go on as many walks this week, so I definitely need to get back on that next week. But I also would really like to try some kind of workout challenge that's like a specific set of days and a routine that you follow, because I just feel like I do well when I have a rule book, unfortunately. So yeah, I've been looking into some different YouTubers that do workout videos and challenges, and I don't know, if you have any suggestions for me on who I should try out, let me know, because I'm still kind of looking into it. I've done Grow with Joe workouts for like the past 2 years on and off, never consistently, but I don't think she has any kind of specific like challenge to follow. And then I've also been looking at Pilates by Izzy, because on TikTok recently, a lot of people have been talking about her and sharing like progress updates. And I have PCOS, and when you have PCOS, sometimes doing high intensity workouts is not the best for you. So doing something like Pilates or yoga or something that's more slow and controlled movements can be really helpful for your body and your strengthening and all that stuff. So definitely looking into that. I thought about Chloe Ting, but I tried Chloe Ting like a year and a half ago, before I was even as big as I am now. And even then I couldn't get through the first workout. Like, there were several things that I couldn't do. So realistically, I don't think that one's gonna be a good one to try. Maybe farther down the line when I get used to actually moving my body every day.
But again, yeah, if y'all have any suggestions or something that's worked for you specifically, let me know. I would love to go and look it up. That concludes week 3. Thank you for everybody who's been here watching these videos for the past 3 weeks. It's been really fun to make them, and having these videos, even though they haven't gotten a lot of views so far, has really helped to hold me accountable to sticking with my goals. So thank you, and I'll be back next week with something. So see you then. Bye.